Neutralize.
Welcome to Everything Currency. This is a show where we talk about everything crypto and mo. I'm your host Jay, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about a couple things on this Bitcoin chart that look pretty interesting. We're having a bit of a pump right now, and I want to show you some interesting things on this chart. I also want to talk to you guys about the Ethereum chart because the altcoins seem to be following the Ethereum chart. I want to talk to you about this Biden news that is going down tomorrow. That's why I had to get this video out tonight. Hopefully you see this video and you're aware of these things before they happen. I also want to talk to you guys about one token that I think is going to be making a nice buzz in the next coming days. So if you're excited about that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, leave a comment in the comment box of anything you would like me to elaborate on or make a video about, any altcoins that you would like me to check out, and we can check those out in the next live stream or in the next community coin video. So also check out my website, everythingcurrencycrypto.com, and all that blah blah selling stuff. Anyways, let's just get into this chart of Bitcoin right here. So right now I have Bitcoin on the weekly chart, so keep in mind I called myself bearish already. I have some interesting things going on. Short-term bearish, long-term bullish. I don't know. Long-term bullish, short-term bearish, I don't know, but I'll just show you the things on the chart that got me pretty neutral right now. So first thing you can see is these big white lines right here. These are the trend lines that I have that has Bitcoin in an up trend right now on the weekly. You can see we're bouncing down here, coming down here. This is a higher low than that low, and right now we're putting in a higher low than this low. So if we drop below 32k on Bitcoin, then yes, bear trend, long-term bear trend confirmed. So that's just something to look at right there. Right now we're bouncing off of this trend line. Hopefully we can bounce here and head our way back up to the top of this trend line like we did before, which could bring us to new all-time highs. Now if this happens, then yes, Bitcoin is going to new all-time highs. That would be pretty interesting. But if we zoom in here, let me just point out down here on the weekly MACD, we have some momentum curving up to the upside. Now this is not always going to tell you the future, and none of TA tells you the future, it just gives you probabilities, but this is getting some momentum to the upside, and we can see it coincides with the price kind of going up a little bit. So right now we need to get above this 13 and 34 on the weekly. So when we zoom into this on the daily, we can see in my last video, if you haven't watched that, go ahead and check that out. We mentioned that we're getting blocked out by this green line right here, which is at $44,600. We need to cross this line and close above there. We got to cross it before, but we didn't close up there. You see these are wicks right here, didn't actually close up there. We need to close above this green line right now. Now something that I've been noticing about all of the altcoins as I've been trading in the last couple of days, they all have been crossing the 13 and 34 and then working their way up to the 200 and then getting rejected. So that's maybe what we can see on Bitcoin right now. There's some coins that are not even making it all the way up to the 200, maybe a little bit below it, and we can see that kind of coincides with this box of resistance that I have right here, along with this green resistance line right here. So all of this crap right here is a lot. It's going to have to take a lot of momentum for Bitcoin to break through that. But if Bitcoin breaks through that and then closes, this way, closes above, the 200 moving average, it's going to be a very bullish thing, and we can probably see it go back up here and try to make its way to some new all-time highs. But on the weekly, we're below the 13 and 34, so it's still kind of ugly for me in that regard. Once we get below the 13 and 34 on the weekly, feeling a little bit like that's why I'm neutral. So I just explained to you guys why I'm neutral on these charts right now. Looking at this though, we got some interesting news. We're having a bit of a pump on Bitcoin, but it says Biden is going to issue his order tomorrow. So it doesn't matter what Biden is going to say tomorrow. Doesn't matter what type of news comes out tomorrow. What's going to matter is how people perceive this news. If people perceive this news to be bad, then we could see a dump in the crypto market. If people perceive this news to be good, then we could see a pump in the crypto market. Right now, what's going on in this market could be a pre-pump or a pre-dump or whatever. It doesn't really mean anything. We'll see tomorrow when the news drops for Biden to talk about what he's going to do. Now, he's just going to announce that there's going to be some agencies and stuff that's going to be looking into crypto and blah, 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 blah. But it's all about how people perceive what is going to be said. And that's going to be the major thing that we have to look out for tomorrow in our bags. So looking at this Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance is pumping a little bit, but the altcoins are still pumping regardless of this, so who cares? Looking at ETH, it is doing the same thing like I was just talking about. All the altcoins are doing. This is kind of what you can see on a bunch of the altcoin charts, is the 13 and 34 starting to curve up, the coin shooting through that, coming up right here to the 200 and getting rejected. Here's an example of it right here, shooting above these right here, getting rejected by the 200 right here. It kind of went above it, and then it made its way back down. But that's kind of what we're seeing on these charts right now. Even on the 1 hour, we can see that this is what's happening on Ethereum right here. So this has been very valid trading. If you're a trader, take a look at this right now and see how you like it, and then let me know, because when they go past this 13 and 34, they usually kind of, you know, make their way up to the 200. Pretty nice gains if you are trading. Looking at the fear and greed in crypto, people are extremely fearful at a 22, but that matters a little bit less because people in crypto bounce around a little bit more, because everybody is bullish on crypto long term. In crypto that I know, everybody's bullish on it long term. So, you know, when the price goes up, we all get happy, and that sways these numbers. But the sentiment in the stock market is very fearful. People are scared right now. They don't know what the hell's going on with the world. They don't know what's going on with Russia. They don't know what's going on with COVID still. We don't know what's going on with the prices of commodities and gas prices like that. But something that is noted with that, and I got this idea from Kevin Swinson, I'll bring it to you guys on this channel because I think it really makes sense. With the price of gas going up, price of commodities going up, price of all that crap going up, some people have less money for luxuries like investing into things, and some people have to sell some of their assets, which crypto are some of the new assets that people are selling, which is capitulation, which, you know, a lot of people might have a little bit of sell pressure. This is not financial advice, but just keep an eye out for that. And there is some OMI news. So OMI is getting on a new exchange, Bitmart exchange. Not a very big exchange, but hey, more liquidity the better. We've seen a nice pump in the token today, and this is just an example of, hey, we're going to get new exchanges as the token has switched over, and it's easier for these exchanges to integrate with. So we've seen some tokens moved out of the team wallet, which is a multi-sig wallet, which kind of, you know, let us know that there probably was an exchange listing coming soon for OMI token. So the last thing I want to talk about before I get up out of here is something I think is pretty interesting. The chart is interesting, the protocol is interesting, and I have an interesting story about this token. If you watch my channel for a while, you might have already heard this story, but if not, I'll tell you right now, and that is Thorchain. So Thorchain is up right now 5% at 444. Shout out to Jay-Z. Looking at the market cap, it's at $1.3 million. Now Thorchain is a very interesting token. It's a decentralized and autonomous cross-chain liquidity network. They got 95 active nodes, which is, you know, some people might want more. There's 34 standby nodes in case these nodes go down or something like that. The interesting thing about Thorchain is that it can function with only 1/3 of the nodes working. Pretty interesting. But there have been 2.2 billion in native on-chain swaps. So I will simplify this for you and make it very simple. Thorchain allows you to do cross-chain swaps without having to wrap your tokens first. So right now, if you want to change Bitcoin to Ethereum, you have to go through a centralized exchange like Coinbase or Binance or Kucoin or something like that, or even Uniswap. If you want to do that on Uniswap, you have to wrap your Bitcoin on the Ethereum network, which is, some people say it's creating a bit of a risk there, and then you have to go into wrap Bitcoin and then switch it to Ethereum on the Ethereum network. Now what Thorchain allows you to do is just to take your Bitcoin from your Bitcoin wallet, switch it for Ethereum on an Ethereum wallet, and it's all done right there through the protocol, and it's decentralized, and it's pretty cool. And you got regular people providing the nodes and stuff like that. So I simplified that a lot. If you want me to go into like real technical stuff on any of the coins that I talk about on this channel, just ask me. I don't really do that as much anymore because people had told me that they don't really pay attention to that. So I'm like, why would I talk about something people don't pay attention to? They just want to know, hey, what do you like? And I'll go look into it myself. So check out Thorchain, and that's kind of what you should do anyways. You should never just take anybody's advice on YouTube. Look into things yourself. So the thing that I wanted to point out right here is this Rune token aiming for deterministic value. It says if over 30% of the circulating Rune is locked into Thorchain liquidity pools by economic design, Rune's market cap should be a minimum of 3x the value of all Rune assets locked into the Thorchain liquidity pools: BNB, ETH, BTC, BCH, Litecoin, and Doge. The more Rune holders provide liquidity with their Rune, the more accurate the deterministic value becomes. 63% of the Rune is locked into Thorchain liquidity pools today. So they're close. They are very close to getting that 80% of Rune locked into liquidity pools, and I assume maybe that could happen with the mainnet coming up. If we go to CoinMarketCap, this is where we check for news when we're trading. Oh, excuse me. This is where we check for news when we're trading. If you don't know, I'm also a trader as well. I like to trade for show, and when I trade, I like to find news that goes along with chart setups, and that just makes it oh so beautiful, easy trading. But Rune has the mainnet release coming on the 31st of this month, so in about 3 weeks we got the mainnet release of Rune coming, so maybe that can push this number up to 80 by then, and we can see the market cap at least 3x of all the liquidity that is locked into these pools. And I think the liquidity locked into these pools was let's see if we can find that real quick, because I didn't plan to find that. So right now we can see the TVL is $429 million. So that doing a 2x would kind of put it at the market cap that it is right now. But hey, with the mainnet release actually coming, there should be a lot more TVL locked in, because there's a mainnet release now, and of course with the mainnet release the product is actually more ready than it is right now in some type of not mainnet, whatever it's in right now. So the last thing I want to talk about is this Rune chart right here. So when we come to the hourly chart, it's doing that thing that I mentioned Bitcoin and all of the other altcoins were doing. The 13 and the 34 is getting crossed, and it's looking like it wants to come up and try to test the 200. There is resistance on the way. The first resistance for me I think is around 461, but if it does make it up there, it could be at a price of almost around $5. In the Rune token, I have this yellow line marked off right here. There is a lot of it was a lot of support right here, so I assume that this is going to be a lot of resistance going up, which is around 474 approximately. So looking like we have some very interesting chart setup on the Rune token as well. Now the last thing I want to say is that we got back above the 200. The last time Rune jumped above the 200, it went up 30%. It went up about 35% on total. It got rejected by it for a while. Before that, when it got above the 200 on the 4 hour, it went up 100%, and before that, when it got above the 200, it went up another 130%. So looking at it right here, seeing that it's getting above the 200, it needs to pass the 34 for me, and a lot of this chop right here to make a higher high, and that can be pretty interesting in this chart. But hey, on the 4 hour, getting back above the 200, having some bullish momentum on the MACD, looking like it just actually completed a cross as I record this right now. It's looking like a very interesting token to me right now in a market that has been super beat up. People are getting knocked down in this market for sure, making a lot of people neutral because the price is very neutral overall. But hey, we bounced on the bottom trend line on Bitcoin, so it is looking good for the time being. So let me know what you guys think about the video. Let me know if there's any tokens you would like me to check out. Like I said in the beginning, let me know if you want to get into my Telegram group and contribute and try to be cool with the fellas in there. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed to the channel. RIP to crypto roots. Think positive, and positive things will happen. Till next time, peace.